Fear, pain, and violence are some of the main rules for conquest. But what if happiness is just as, or more effective?
Good morning, Carol. Is there anything we could do to cheer you up?
What would happen if humanity chooses to reject the truth and embrace a lie?
We just want you to be happy.
On November 7th, the most mysterious project from one of television's most acclaimed creators will premiere. From Vince Gilligan, creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, comes his new project, Pluribus, for Apple TV, which is said to be his darkest and strangest story ever. The show is said to be so crazy that nobody seems to understand what it's about, yet it does mirror one of our society's oldest tales. What happens when the world is controlled by everlasting happiness, but only one seems immune to it? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and in this video we will be talking about the new science fiction series, Pluribus. What's behind the title? Pluribus, which comes from the Latin e pluribus unum, meaning from many to one, which is a motto used by the United States, which symbolizes the collective mind, a parasite that influences the people. So Pluribus seems to be about the result of humanity as a collective. Perhaps the trailer for the show can illuminate us on what the series is about. The preview begins with the main character named Carol, a writer who wakes up to a mysterious call.
Good morning, Carol. Is there anything we could do to cheer you up?
The show is set in Albuquerque, New Mexico, just like Breaking Bad. However, the location may be the only commonality between the two shows. As we delve into the mystery, we discover that there is something much bigger than a drug war or corrupt politicians. Pluribus touches on themes of social control and existential philosophy. The person on the other side of the call that Carol receives tries to make her happy. During the trailer, we see Carol exploring abandoned locations or being surrounded by creepy people who smile non-stop and are very accommodating. Carol is the only one who seems confused and doesn't want to be a part of this happy community.
Rest assured, Carol, we will figure out what makes you different.
Figure it out, why?
So we can fix it, so you can join us.
Carol is searching for answers. She's trying to understand what's going on, as those around her struggle to make her happy. What is this strange show about? Part of the official synopsis says that Pluribus follows the most miserable person on the planet, who must save the world from happiness. And there's the key. Happiness is the threat in the story. Carol, the most miserable person in the world, must save the world, not from tyranny, but from joy. One obvious theory is that all of this is due to an alien invasion, a virus that infected the human world, except for Carol. This coincides with what Gilligan mentioned some time ago, that the series is inspired by the classic Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
They come from a dying world. They drift through the universe, pushed on by the solar winds. They adapt and they survive.
In the 1978 film, the citizens of a small town is replaced by alien doppelgangers, and the main character must discover what is happening before all of humanity is replaced. It's no coincidence that the series takes place in Albuquerque. New Mexico is the state historically associated with the phenomenon of extraterrestrials. Unlike other stories, Pluribus has a hero who fights against the system that wants to make her happy instead of subjugating her. The president calls Carol personally. People are bringing her breakfast to her doorstep, and everyone wishes her well and says good morning. However, Carol feels that something is profoundly wrong. Wouldn't you? In a world where everyone lives in unnatural bliss, where there are no wars or famine, those who disrupt the system are the most miserable, and that is Carol. Everyone in the world is smiling. Being unhappy is an act of rebellion. Pluribus shows what happens when happiness becomes a tool for control. Eternal happiness under the restraints of pleasure is not a new concept. In the video game We Happy Few, society is controlled by a drug called joy that all citizens are forced to take. In the film Equilibrium, the protagonist fights against the system that suppresses emotions. And of course, in The Matrix Resurrections, a blue pill called ontanofluxin is used to suppress memories to keep people trapped in a programmed state of happiness. However, the idea of happiness as a form of control did not originate in a film or a video game. Ancient philosophy has warned about the dangers of the pursuit of happiness. For the Stoics, the constant pursuit of pleasure was a form of weakness. A happy world is one without purpose, easily corrupted and controlled, an emotion-driven dictatorship where diversity of thought and lessons from hardships are lost. Buddhism also stipulates that pleasure and happiness can be transformed into chains, an insatiable desire used as restraints. What does all this mean? Throughout history, the pursuit of happiness has been a useful illusion used by those in power. As long as those at the bottom believe that happiness is all they need, those at the top maintain control. This leads us to the possible villain of Pluribus. There must be someone who benefits from the illusory system of happiness that has taken control of the world. Someone who controls everyone as a single hive mind, like a parasite feeding on humanity. In one strange scene in the trailer, there is a guy licking the lid of an aluminum can. That already makes him a suspect of being a host of a possible alien parasite and an antagonist of the show. So our theory for this series is that it's about all of humanity being under the control of a single invading extraterrestrial entity. And it's possible that by the end of the show, Carol will be faced with a decision to end the system that brings happiness to all or to give freedom back to the humans. Sounds familiar? Pluribus seems to be about a recurring cycle, how happiness and pleasure can lead to the loss of freedom, the perfect tool to control the human mind. But some must pay with the punishment of lucidity, being able to see what controls the world and realize that happiness doesn't equal freedom. So what do you think? If the world has abolished wars, hunger, and poverty, is it worth sacrificing your freedom to live in such a world? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Good morning, Carol. Is there anything we could do to cheer you up?
We just want you to be happy.
Rest assured, Carol, we will figure out what makes you different.
Figure it out, why?
So we can fix it. So you can join us.
They come from a dying world. They drift through the universe, pushed on by the solar winds. They adapt, and they survive.
We would move heaven and earth to make you happy.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly, what would you like to know?
How do I reverse all this?